I want to talk to you about goals and why goals are so important. Most people are driven by daily trivia, and they are so good at the daily trivia, what we call living the life, maybe what we think others expect from us. And they are so good at living daily trivia that they become enslaved by it. They don't think about what they actually want. And most people don't think about goals. And why are goals so important? It's because it gives you direction. It's because it gives your life a direction. It's like a compass in your life. And the compass always points to what you want. It's like magnetizing your mind, magnetizing steel, you attract similar steel. And that is why we work with goals. We magnetize our mind. What do you really want? That's all up to you. There is only one reason why you want something. It's because I want it. That's the only reason. I want this. I want to do that. And some say, oh, come on, that's crazy. You cannot do that. No, I don't care. I want to do that. To me, success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. That is taken from Earl Nightingale. And a big question is your goal worthy of you? Do you live the life you want? Do you live the life you really want? To do what you want? And what do you want? Most people think more about what they don't want than what they want. And in this video, I'm going to show you 4 easy steps of how you actually can start thinking more about what you want and how easy it is to get more of what you really want. We can say that we have 3 different goals. We have A goal, a B goal, and a C goal. A goal is something you know you can buy. I want to buy a new car. Yeah. I have a Tesla today and I want a new Tesla, and maybe I'll be daring and choose a black one instead of a red one because the black one is really cool. I know how to do it. So it's actually not really a goal because it doesn't drive me. It's more something I want. The B goal is something you really want. You don't know exactly how to do it, but you believe you can do it. You think you can do it. It's like me, I had a goal for many years to sail around the world. And I knew I could do it. I know how to sail. I know how to navigate. I've been out on the ocean several times. I sailed across the oceans. So it's kind of, okay, let's do it. It's just a longer route. To cross the Atlantic is four times the length of crossing the North Sea where I live. And that's okay. I can do that. But it gave me still thrills to think about it. So it was a big goal. Like one of my clients, he really wants to be a movie maker of international movies. And that's a C goal. It's like something you really have to stretch for. You have no idea how to do it, but it just feels right. It's something that drives you every day. It's something that makes you go. At the beginning, it's not important to have a big C goal. As I said earlier, most people really don't know what they want. So to figure out what you want, you might start with this feeling, I want something more, I want something else. If you have no idea what you want, start with writing down what you really don't want. After 25 years in the corporate world, I realized I had been bored for a long time. I wanted something more. I wanted something else. I didn't know exactly what it was. I had an idea. But I made up my mind that I wanted to change. I had this desire for change. I wanted something more. So that was the start. All you have to do is to make an irrevocable decision. This I will do. I want to change, no matter what. I want this change. I want something else. Because the life you live today is based on the ideas and thinking you have today. What you think affects what you feel affects what you do, and what you do creates your life. If you want to change, you have to change your thinking. An example that Bob Proctor used when I was in a circle was President Kennedy. Early in the 1960s, he had looked at the moon. I guess he had looked at the moon just like everyone else, wondered what is that thing up there, except that it is a planet. No, it's actually not a planet, it's a moon. Oh, well, whatever. And he asked the chief of NASA, Dr. von Braun, Dr. Brown, what does it take to build a rocket that will carry a man to the moon and bring him safely back to Earth? Dr. von Braun, rocket engineer, scientist, and very mechanical, I assume. After 10 seconds, he said, all it takes is the will to do it, Mr. President. The will to do it. And to make the irrevocable decision, President Kennedy had a TV speech where he said, we're going to send a man to the moon and bring him safely back to Earth. We don't do this because it's easy. We do it because it's hard. And we do it because we need it, because we want to change. And they did it. In 1969, they sent up Apollo, and they brought a man to the moon and brought him safely back to Earth, and they did it, and all it took was the will to do it. There was a lot of work on the way, a lot of trying, a lot of failures, a lot of successes, but they did it. This I will do, the irrevocable decision. And that changed their thinking to make that decision, and that is why a goal is so important. The importance of a goal is not to get there. It's not to say, okay, I'm there now. The importance of a goal is who you become on the way to the goal. It is a matter of personal growth. It is a matter of becoming a better version of me. It is the route to grow. When I think back now, thinking about who I was some years ago, I don't like that version of me. No, I was not so good. I was successful. I had everything I wanted, but I was not happy. So it was not worthy me, because I wanted something more, something else. And I needed to change, and I changed my thinking, and that has changed my life. So how do we actually reach a goal? I share with you a quote from Mr. Andrew Carnegie. Carnegie, his story started mid-1800. He was working at the floor in a steel mill, and he had this idea that he could do this more efficiently, that all the steel mills in America could join together to become a stronger force. They would be stronger together than separate. And he worked on that idea for many, many years, and he realized that today, and he became the most wealthy person in the world. I don't say that money is everything. You know, it's actually, for me, money is not my primary goal. My primary goal is to help thousands of people all over the world to live their full life. Andrew Carnegie said, any idea that is held in the mind that is emphasized, either feared or revered, will immediately start to clothe itself in the most convenient and appropriate form available. I'll break up that quote. Any idea. The idea is the foundation for our thinking. Our thinking affects our feelings, and our feelings affect what we do. And what we do affects what we have in life. So any idea that is held in the mind that is emphasized, it's held in the mind, meaning that over time it's hold there. It's your dominating thought. Any idea that is held in the mind that is emphasized. Emphasized meaning that you think about it, that you feel it, and you act on it. So any idea that is held in the mind that is emphasized, either feared or revered. So do you focus on what you fear, or do you focus on what you revere? Do you focus on what you want, or do you focus your thinking about what you don't want? Going back to daily trivia, most people think more about what they don't want than what they want, and then they get that. They get what they really don't want. Because any idea that is held in the mind that is emphasized will immediately start to clothe itself in the most convenient and appropriate form available. We become what we think about. And I want to become my goal, the person in my goal. That is why I focus on my goal, and I hold that in my mind, and I emphasize it every day. The first step is then to find out what you really want. And just to want to change is good enough as a start. I want something more. It all boils down to faith, that you believe you can do it. You don't need others to accept the idea that you can do it, as long as you think you can do it. You cannot have a goal and say, no, I cannot do that. You set a goal, and you know inside yourself, I can do this. And that boils down to faith. Faith is the ability to see the invisible. To see the invisible. You see yourself in the goal, you see the goal. You use your imagination to think about your goal. It is to believe in the incredible. Oh, I know I can do that. Yes, of course I can do that. Others will say it's incredible, but I just know in my heart I can do that. And then to be ready to receive what others say would be impossible. What others say doesn't matter to you. So base your goal achieving process on your faith. Going back to Andrew Carnegie, any idea that is held in the mind that is emphasized. Your ideas give you thoughts, your thoughts give you feelings, your feeling gives you action. And the goal-achieving process starts with being happy, actually. The goal-achieving process starts with being happy. It starts with gratitude. And gratitude is like the foundation for happiness. I start every day writing by hand at least 10 things that I'm happy and grateful for. Because I want to have that feeling. I want to be happy about life. And there is so much things to be grateful for. Like today I wrote, I'm so happy and grateful. Now that summer is here in Norway and all the flowers, all the trees are just so beautiful and it's a clear sky and it's a lot of sun. I just appreciate that. I'm so happy and grateful now that I do what I love. So I start every day, and that's my first recommendation to you. That's the first step in the goal achieving process. Be grateful for what you have and be grateful for what you're going to achieve in the future. The second step in the goal achieving process is to write down your goal every day by hand. Any idea that is held in the mind that is emphasized, we hold it in our mind and we emphasize it by writing it down. So focus on your goal. Write it down on your iPhone, record it on your iPhone, listen to it. Just help yourself keeping the idea in your mind. Because what you think about will affect your feelings, will affect what you actually do. Step number 3, focus and discipline. That is all it takes. And in mentoring, we often say the price of actually starting this process is focus and discipline. You have to give it focus. Any idea that is held in the mind that is emphasized, it's focus and discipline. Discipline to actually do the tasks over time. It normally takes 30 days to change a habit. And to focus on your goal is a habit. I focus on that every day. Things that I don't like, I don't focus on. I touch them lightly. I just say, no, I'm not going to think about that. I'm going to focus on my goal. I'm going to focus on what I really want. The fourth step in the goal achieving process is to start taking actions. It's to focus on your goal and think, what can I do to move my life in the right direction? Small steps, small steps, small steps. The first step is actually to do the routine, to focus on your goal. Any idea that is held in the mind that is emphasized, focus on that. So number 1, start with gratitude. Write down 10 things that you're happy and grateful for. Number 2, focus on your goal. Write it down by hand. Record it on your iPhone, whatever works for you. I have a goal card with me every day. My goals are written on this laminated card. It's in my pocket every day. It's here. And every time I touch it, every time I think about my goal, I see myself in the goal. Step number 3 is focus and discipline. Focus on your goal, have discipline to do this over time. It takes 30 days to create a new habit, doing it every day. It takes 30 days. Actually, during those 30 days, Dr. Joe Dispenza said that focusing on what you want during 30 days will change your brain cells, will change your neural path. Isn't that interesting? We actually create new habits, physical habits. We reprogram our mind to think about what we want. And step number 4 is to actually take small steps in the direction of your goal. You have set the goal, this is what I want, and now you take actions. These 4 simple steps will give you more of what you really want. And that's the entire goal achieving process. The challenge for the goal achieving process is that it is easy to do. And what is easy to do is also easy not to do. That is why discipline is so important. Any idea that is held in the mind that is emphasized, either feared or aware, will immediately start to clothe itself. More than 100 years ago, Andrew Carnegie said that. Start thinking about what you really want. I wish you a wonderful day.